Hey there, Hobbits. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the books that I like to buy. So, wherever I go, wherever I visit, I always try to visit I actually always do visit a bookstore. Usually it's an indie bookstore. I look online and I look for independent bookstores where I'm staying at, wherever I stay at, and I always try to make that bookseller's day by buying lots of books and lots of things to help them in their business. And that's something that I enjoy, that I love to just pass that forward, because so many people do that here. They bless me almost every day by visiting my bookstore and buying lots and lots of stuff. And so I'm going to show you just what I buy, what I look for. Some of the books that I get are for me personally, and others are for the bookstore here. I usually pay full price at the indie bookstores because I always want to support them. And I don't mind doing that. And I don't mind that if I sell the book here, I'm going to probably sell it for that same price or maybe even a little bit less. And again, that's okay, because I like to bless these bookstore owners that way. So I don't mind not making any money. On the contrary, it's really nice because I get to make a connection, and I get to just talk about my bookstore to them, and then they can tell me a little bit about their bookstore also, which is always fun. Each bookstore is very individual and unique. That's why I love independent bookstores, because they all each have their own personality, and that's super fun to see. All right, so I have this book pile here. Let's see, you can see that. So I'm going to just let you know what caught my eye. Sometimes I do find books on sale, and that's always also lots of fun. There are different books that draw my attention, and those I offer if I go to a garage sale, or if I go to an estate sale or a book sale, any of those things, it's always great, and I have lots of fun talking about that. Or not talking about that, but experiencing that. All right, and so let me show you the first one. So at the latest place where I got my little book haul was in Washington Island, Wisconsin. It's a place that I visit every year. And what's nice about going to a place every year is I'm able to know where all the book sales are. There are 3 places I visit there. There is the Fair Isle Bookstore, which I made a little post about that. I spoke with Deb a couple years ago and talked to her a little bit about, oh my goodness, there's a fly in here. Talked to her about, talked to her about me wanting to open up a bookstore and here in Western Kentucky, and she gave me lots of advice, and I was really grateful for that. So I did visit her there. And then I also, there's a secondhand store there that my mother-in-law works at and she volunteers at, and it's called Twice Around. And they have a really big book selection also, and I went and I looked through there. And then also the little nature museum, an art museum, there's a small one there also on that island, and they always have a book sale also. And I took a couple pictures of that. It's on Facebook. And I go there, and that one is a donation. It's a donation. So you give a donation and you get books that are in their pile. So that's always lots of fun to go through that. And I'm going to just show you a couple of the books that I found in these 3 different places. And hopefully I remember where I got them. So the first one is, I always pick up this book. This book is The Surgeon by Tess Gerritsen. I like her. I talked about her all the time. I recommend this series all the time. If you like medical thrillers, if you like suspense, if you like serial killers, that kind of stuff, investigative crime, which I do like, this is the first book in the series. Now, this one was out in the sun. It did get that it lost its color, and it is beat up. It does have a sticker, and I'll just take off the sticker right now. But it's the first in the series, and I will sell this for like $2 here at the Shire, because I do recommend it, and I always have a little paperback in my purse, just because I like to pull out whenever I'm waiting at the doctor's, or I'm waiting in line somewhere, or I've parked. I don't want to go in wherever I'm going, and usually it's the gym. And so I'll pull out instead of pulling out my phone and scrolling and wasting a lot of time, I'll pull out a little paperback book, and I'll show you the one I have right now in my purse. But I always get this book. So that's something that I'm always pulled to, is any Tess Gerritsen Rizzoli Isles series books, regardless of the condition. I will always get that one. Next one, and I have a heart for classics. So this one is a classic. This one I found at the Twice Around for not much, but this one will be sold here at the bookstore. I do like to always have as many classics as I can. The Canterbury Tales by Chaucer, it is an old classic. It's been around. He helped a lot with the development of the English language, and so that was a book that I picked up at the Twice Around. And this one did have a bookmark, and it has a Fair Isle Books and Gifts little bookmark on there. So got that one there. And then this is the one that I have in my purse right now. So this one is I did pay full price there at the Fair Isle Bookstore, and I will read this one. This is for me. I just learned about cozy mysteries. Again, don't judge me if you do cozy mysteries. And I really enjoy cozy mysteries. And sometimes I feel like a little cozy mystery. I like British drama and British mysteries. And so this is that same feel. And anything with a cat or an animal really just makes my soul feel good. And sometimes I want that lighter read. I want that read where, yes, it's a mystery, but it's not graphic. It might have a little bit of humor in it, or a little bit of just good feels. And so this book here is mine, and I bought this for myself, and I was really happy. I did not know about this, and it is the first in this series. I like when books do that because it's so helpful, especially if it's a large series. And it's nice because if it is a series and I like this book, I'm excited because I have a series that I can start reading, and which is always fun. Second book I got, this one was also at the Twice Around, Dante's Inferno. This is a classic, and this one brought nostalgic feelings because this is a book that was assigned for my English AP class in my senior year in Harlingen, Texas. This was the book that I picked up at Walden Books. I don't know if you guys know Walden Books. And this was the cover, and it brought back, I remembered the cover. I remembered where I got my book when I read it. This really, my teacher was an amazing teacher. She taught me how to read, how to analyze a lot of books, and to have my mind engaged as I was reading. And so that brought so many good feelings. English teachers, I love you guys. You introduced us to a lot of new worlds, and I was introduced to Dante's Inferno, and that was a really interesting book. And so I picked this one up there at the Twice Around, and this one will be sold here at the Shire. This one was bookmarked. This one I picked up at the Nature Center there in Washington Island, and I like medieval history. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one or not. I will take off all of these little bookmarks here. I love it. It is fairly written in. It does have some underlining, throughout, and that again gives the book personality. And I like to look at those sometimes. And so I will take out the little things and the little bookmarks here and the annotations. And this one won't sell for a lot just because it is fairly used, but I like the idea of having the middle Western society and the church in the Middle Ages. That's a really interesting topic for me. I'm drawn to medieval, to Renaissance history, and so I picked that one up. Next one I picked up, and this one is for the Shire, is Stuart Little. I always like to have a copy of Stuart Little here. Charlotte's Web by E.B. White also is something that I like to have here. The Wind in the Willows, Aesop's Fables. Those are books that are classics that I always like to have. And so whenever I see them and they're on sale, I do pick this one up. And this one will go for like $1 or $2 here, because I want to introduce these kind of books to kids, and even ourselves reading these books again is really helpful. So I picked that one up. And this one I picked up also at the Nature Center. This one, Cleopatra, is a historical fiction on Cleopatra, When We Were Gods. I might have the hardback on this one. So picking up paperbacks, they are less expensive and they are more mobile. And so you can carry them with you a little more everywhere. And this one I did pick up at Twice Around. And this one will be sold here at the bookstore. This one had a bookmark. This is the bookmark, which is really cool. This one here is I See You Everywhere. It was in really good condition. I don't know much about Julia Glass, but she is a winner of a book award. So I always try to find any accolades on the book, because if someone really, really liked it, chances are someone's going to walk in here and like it also. So this one's here for the bookstore. What I thought was really cool though is that inside the book was this bookmark, and this bookmark does have a Greek address on it. So I thought that was really cool. So this one will stay here at the bookstore, but it won't be more than $3 or $4. And it would be a read for somebody. I See You Everywhere. But rich, intricate, and alive with emotion, an honest portrait of sister love, brave and forgiving. So that one is going to be in our fiction section. Another book that I saw, and again, I'm always drawn to any accolades, Pulitzer Prize finalist. Also here, you get to find out a lot, now that I've been here 3 years, of what people like to read. And I'm getting to learn also certain people's genres that they like to read. So if I see a book, I'll remember one of you and be like, oh, I know this person likes this. I'm going to pick it up and see if they like it or not. But let them know that I found something for them. That's so much fun to be able to have now the opportunity to know what you like to read and be able to find books for specific people. And I know for a fact that here in Lyon County, we do love Native American heritage. And so I try to pick up anything that I can find, because these do go by really, really fast. This one was published, I think, by the University of North Carolina, and it is about indigenous land, American expansion, and the political economy of plunder in North America. And this is a really hot topic always here in this county, and so I always try to pick them up wherever I see them. And besides that, it's in excellent condition. Seeing Red is the name of the book, and this one will probably be sold at a higher price, but it's a really good one, and it was in great condition. And I got this one, oh, I don't remember where I got this one, but it was also in Washington Island. Next one is this one here. It was in good condition. I liked the cover. It has some foxing. So foxing is the little oxidation stains that you see here on the edges of books. It doesn't mean it's contagious. A lot of people think that your other books will get it. It just means that there was a reaction to the pages. So this one here says it's compulsively readable. Lots of people recommended it here in the back, and so I went ahead and picked it up. Self-Portrait with Boy and Rachel Lyon. And Rachel Lyon sounded familiar, so I went ahead and picked it up. It was a really, really good price, and this one won't go for more than $4, more $4 or $5, even though it is a hardback. But I try to pass on as best as deals as I possibly can to you. This one also was another title that I'm drawn to, and I bring it here to the bookstore, the Plantagenets. This is English history. This is going to be the family that fought with the Lancaster family in medieval England. If you know anything about Henry VIII, his family is derived from this family and the Lancasters, and his dad united and ended the War of the Roses in England. And I just love this history. I might do a lecture. If you ever want to hear, I can nerd out so much on English history in the medieval times, a little bit before and during Queen Elizabeth I's reign. I love all that stuff. So I got this book for here and this one was located at the Nature Center. This one here was, I just got this one. It was, because of this. So it said here, shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize 2017. It was in good condition, so I went ahead and got this one. So I always look for that, those little prizes and awards and accolades. I try to anyway. Or if the book is in really good condition, has a really nice cover, I'm drawn to that. Lots of people here like a trivia book. So this one's a trivia book, 100 Christian Women Who Changed the 20th Century. These won't go more than $3 or $4. So I like to be able to offer those trivia books to people. Next one, I liked the cover. On this one, Jane Hamilton, The Excellent Lombards. And there was lots of recommendations by like Anne Paget. So this was Anne Paget and People Magazine, New York Times. And so I went ahead and got this one. And again, this is going to be $4 or $5 here. And it's really good condition. Also, anything with Oprah, New York Times bestseller, those kind of little prizes and accolades I always get. So this one I got at... I got this one at the Twice Around, and then this one also had a little bookmark in it, and I keep the bookmarks and I give them away. This one also was at the Twice Around. This is Mr. Shakespeare, The Tempest. Again, it's classic. This next one is for me. So if you do not know this about me, my thing is The Scarlet Letter. I love The Scarlet Letter, my favorite book in the world. One of my favorite books, so I can't have just one, right? But this one, I do not have this cover, so I do collect this book. And the nice thing about it, it's been printed in so many ways with so many covers, and I did not have this one. So there at Fair Isles, the first thing I usually ask a book dealer or a bookseller, is where's your classic section and do you carry Nathaniel Hawthorne? This is one of the first books that awakened me to how beautiful the English language can be. He writes beautifully. The adjectives, the scenery just is phenomenal. And so I love the story. I love the imagery in this book, and my little heart's content is to collect every copy that ever existed of Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter. That's just my thing. So I got this. This one's for me, and it will go on my shelf. And another one that I bought for me. This one I bought brand new. But I also look for them always in book sales, and I have my friends now that actually find stuff and they'll take a picture and they're like, do you have this copy? And I go, no, I don't. Get it. And it's like $1 or $2. It's just great. So lots of fun finding them everywhere I go. And then Mr. Richard Osman. So this one was for me also. So I guess I was in the mood for these little mysteries, and I like mysteries. I like to so I recently read a book about how to read a book, and that book was great because I struggle trying to figure out who did it in the book instead of enjoying just the ride. And so the book really helped readers like me to just learn to coast and learn to read and enjoy the mystery. And so I picked up this one, The Thursday Club. I see here that Netflix made a movie out of it, and those are always things that I'm drawn to, again, because if Netflix picked it up or if HBO picked it up or Amazon picked it up, it must be a really good book. And so, and not always, but I'm gonna run the risk that it might not be. And so I picked up this one for myself. It's going to go on my book TBR. And I might sell it here and leave it here until I'm ready to read it. And then if I ever do read a book that I have here, I always mark it as used though, and you get a much lower price, by the way, just FYI on that. So that was my book haul. I got several books, and then I also saw this, and this one's gonna go. We do sell little trinkets here at the bookstore, and so I did find this little mug with little snitches on it, and I thought it was super cute, made in Australia. Did not know that Australia did fine china, hotel grade porcelain. Wow, I didn't even read that. So this will go in my little trinket shelf here, and I will probably sell it if for any little Potterhead that comes along and thinks they need to have this little trinket here, this little guy here. So that was something else that I picked up and I saw at, I think it might have been the Twice Around, so it was kind of fun. So anyways, I just wanted to just share with you the books that I got on my latest adventure there to Washington Island. I hope this was fun for you, because it's really, really fun for me, and lets you in a little bit about how it works here at the Shire Bookstore. If you haven't visited us, come visit us. We are open almost every day, Monday through Saturday, 10:30 to 5 or 10:30 to 7, depending on what day it is. But you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.